Okay guys, back again with another video to help you guys out. This time I'm taking the radio out of this 2017 Nissan Murano, and it's fairly straightforward. You definitely want to make sure you have proper tools when you're doing this. It's easy to mess up your interior if you're not. The best tools to use, I personally used a flat blade screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, and that's all. But if you're doing this at home, you want to make sure you use like an appropriate panel removal tool with a lot wider tip than a flat blade screwdriver. You don't want to gall up your interior doing this and mess anything up. And also those are made out of nylon or are coated with something to help you out in keeping your interior from getting messed up. Anyway, we'll get right into this. It's pretty straightforward. Before you start doing anything, you'll have a trim piece around this. You'll have a trim piece that surrounds the bezel and the radio and everything. You can't just pry on it because it's hooked on top with these little hooks. So even after you unscrew it, you have to lower it down and bring it out. But in order to do that, there is a little removed panel that sits underneath right above your start-stop switch. You'll pop that out and it just held in with these little clips. There's another one on the other side that fell down inside. But you'll pop this straight out and set this off to the side so you can put it back. And then underneath there'll be two screws right where those metal tabs are. Those are two Phillips head screws. You'll pull those two Phillips screws out, and that'll allow you to remove your bezel. The bezel here's your two mounting screw holes, and then that'll allow you to bring it down just a hair and pull out on the bezel to get it out of the way, and then set it off to the side somewhere safe. But then you'll be left with this. You'll have a Phillips screw here and a Phillips screw here, and that'll allow you to move your heat and air conditioning controls out of the way. You can either unplug it or you can just leave it, depending on what you're doing here. And then you'll have a Phillips head screw there and a Phillips head screw down here on the lower end of your radio. And I would suggest that taking these out, use a long tip screwdriver, Phillips head, and make sure that you're careful not to drop your screws, because if your magnetic tip screwdriver lets go of the screw, it'll fall down in behind your console and you'll have a hard time finding it. So as you're taking it loose, come in with either a magnetic tipped pickup tool or something to that effect to make sure your screw doesn't fall down inside. Otherwise you'll have a heck of a time getting it back. But anyway, that's the lower end. On the top end, you'll have your bezel up here that has your vents in it and stuff. You'll have a screw on this side and a screw. Again, to take the bezel off the top, you'll have a Phillips head screw on this side and a Phillips head screw on this side, and that'll allow you to pull your heater vents out, and there's a plug on the back side of it, and you can remove that and get it out of the way. But you'll need to do that in order to get to the Phillips head screw here, and then the Phillips head screw over here. And with those out, you can then pull your whole assembly out towards you, making sure not to lose all your screws. And then you can just unplug your plugs on the back side, and that'll have it out in your hand. And then obviously putting it back is just reverse order of disassembly. Just make sure all your plugs are plugged back in. They're all one size only, so you can't mess that up. But in any case, that's all there is to taking out the radio and the heater controls on your 2017 Nissan Murano. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.